Good morning everyone. Today I will be presenting about phenology, which is a subtopic under plant growth and development. We will explore about what phenology is, about its stages, and how internal and environmental factors influence it. But first of all, let me introduce you myself. My name is Gazo Gregory Mazagi, and my number student ID is 2025 129 697. So, what is phenology? Phenology is the study of the timing of biological events in plants and animals. It focuses on when things happen in a life cycle. For example, when plants germinate, flower, bear fruit, and finally die. These timings are often influenced by environmental conditions such as temperatures, rainfall, and sunlight. So, when we talk about phenology, we are not just talking about what plants do, but when they do it. So, let's move on to the next slide. The next slide is about components of phenology. So, phenology can be broken down into two components, which is qualitative and quantitative. For qualitative phenology, it looks at the stages of plant development. For example, like when a plant starts to flower or fruit. For the quantitative phenology, it looks at how fast these changes happen. For example, how many days it takes from planting to flowering. Now, we move on to the next slide, which is phenophases in plants. So there are 5 main phenological stages and also called as phenophases. The first stage is germination. Germination happens when the seed starts to sprout. Next, we have here is vegetative stage. Vegetative stage happens when leaves grow but flowers haven't appeared yet. The next one is flowering. Flowering happens when the plants start showing flowers but fruits are not mature yet. And the next one is fruiting. Fruiting happens when fruits are fully developed. And the last but not least is senescence. Senescence happens when the plant starts to age, dry, and eventually die. So by observing these stages, we can track the full life cycle of a plant. The next slide we have here is environmental influence. Now, let's look at the environmental controls of phenology. These are factors from the outside that affect the plant's development. So the first that we have here is atmosphere. This includes light, temperature, and humidity. For example, flowering in many crops is triggered by specific day length or temperature. The next one we have here is soil. The soil provides nutrient and water. Poor soil conditions can delay growth stages. And the next one we have here is biosphere. This includes other organisms like pests, diseases, or even competition from other plants. And the last but not least is weather and climate. Weather and climate changes in rainfall or drought can shorten or extend stages of growth. So, what is the importance of phenology? Phenology is not just for scientists. It is also very important for farmers and agricultural planning. So, the first thing is the importance is it helps decide the best time to plant or harvest. Other than that, it is also allow us to predict yields. It is also used to schedule irrigation and fertilization. And the last but not least is it helps us in managing pests and disease, as some are active only during certain plant stages. In a bigger context, phenology is also used to study climate change because changes in plant timing often reflect environmental shifts. Now, let's talk about phenology duration and variation. The duration of phenological stages is not fixed. It depends on both genetics and environmental. For example, the same variety of rice might mature in 100 days in one location but take 120 days in another due to differences in temperature, light, and water. This is why understanding local conditions is so important for successful farming. There is also a standard to describe phenological stages called the BBCH scale. It assigns code to each growth stages, making it easier for farmers and researchers to communicate. For example, stage 51 might refer to flower bud formation and stage 89 to full fruit ripeness. This system is widely used in Europe and other parts of the world for crop monitoring. In conclusion, phenology plays a crucial role in understanding plant life cycles. It helps us link development with both internal factors like genetics and hormones and external factors like weather and soil. Understanding phenology allows us to make smarter decisions in agriculture, adapt to changing climates, and ensure better productivity and food security. So that is all from me. Thank you for listening.